What's up, folks? This is Ian Scott from My Shredded, and today we're going to be doing a chest and back workout. I already did it, so I forgot to record the intro. Oops, mistakes were made. So, better late than never to finish the intro. Unfortunately, it's a little bit rainy right now, so I don't know if you're going to be able to hear the rain in the background, but trust me, this morning it was beautiful. It was a glorious, beautiful day. That being said, so today, like I said, we're going to be going over some chest and back exercises that I personally like to do a lot. Now, these may not work for you, but these are some pretty core staple back and chest exercises that I personally believe and studies have shown have the most benefits out of it. Also, we're going to be going over the form, what is wrong, what is good. This should be much more instructional, much better quality overall, because, invested in a little bit of a clip-on mic, so hopefully I don't sound as grainy or as not being nearly as bad as an echo effect. But that being said, let's go. All right, so this exercise right here is going to be known as the Lat Pulldown. So in terms of hand placement, what I always recommend people is you're going to take your pinky and you're going to wrap around the outside of the bar itself. Because with the wider grip, the more of your lats you're going to be activating the entire time throughout the motion. So when you bring the weight down, you want to make sure that your knees are directly underneath the pad. You don't want to be able to lift up with it, but you want to make sure that you're nice and firmly locked in place. So as you bring the weight down, what you're going to be doing is you're going to bring it to where your collarbone will be resting. You're not going to be touching your chest, but you're not going to be going all the way down this. So you're going to be about half an inch off the bottom. Now, in terms of motion, what you're going to be doing is you're going to be bringing it down, and as you bring it down, you're going to be pinching your shoulder blades back together as if you're trying to trap a plate between your two lats and your scapula. So the motion you're going to be looking for is something like this, boom, nice controlled. As you go down, you're going to be exhaling, and when you bring it up, you're going to be inhaling throughout the motion, because the best way to remember is when you, it's going to be exhale, explode. So the explosive motion is when you should be exhaling. So it's going to be like, boom, down, and then back up. So now we're going to be talking about the flat bench specifically. Now, in the gym, you're going to see most of the bad form coming from the flat bench. So first, we're going to talk about what proper form will be looking like. First thing to start off with, when you get back, you want to make sure that your hand placement is about a little bit wider than the shoulder width apart, okay? You want to make sure your shoulder blades are pinched back the entire time because you want to disengage your shoulders out of this motion. Now, you can have a slight arch in your back, like I have a very slight arch. Nothing too excessive. Like if you see powerlifters and things, they'll do something crazy, like a little arch like McDonald's. I can't even do the arch like McDonald's if I really wanted to, just because my body does not allow it. Now, in terms of feet placement, you want to make sure your knees bend about 90 degrees because you want a stable base when you are pressing with this motion. So like I said, rotate those shoulders back, hands about a little bit wider than shoulder width apart. Now, when you go down, you're not going all the way down, you're not touching your chest, you're going about maybe half an inch or so to your chest, just because you want to make sure that your muscles are staying under tension the entire time. If you go all the way down, you're going to be working on your pectoral minor, you're going to be stressing your pectoral minor, which is not good. So you want about half an inch off your chest. Now, when you go up, you're not going to extend out all the way. If you extend out all the way, you're going to be throwing your shoulders back into the motion, be working your triceps, you're going to put your joints under stress. So you want to slight bend within your elbows. So proper range of motion, we're talking about is boom, down, back up, down, and then back up. I'll be top for breathing. So when I go down is when I'm actually going to be inhaling. When I press up, it's going to be exhaling. So it's going to be. And that, friends, is how you do a proper bench press. All right, so for this exercise, this isn't being known as a seated row. However, for this, I prefer to stand up just because by standing up allows me to get a better contraction of my back throughout the entire workout. On top of that, I rotate my feet out a little bit more so, and I put my hand right here in the middle of the bar. That way, when I pull it back, I'm not able to rotate and throw my weight into the motion. So it forces me to actually focus on using the muscles itself to actually move the weight. So for example, what I'll be doing is when I grab it, I'm gonna be grabbing it towards the top a little bit more just because my arms will be outstretched a little bit more so. Plus when I bring it back, it's gonna be lined up more so with my chest as if I was bringing it down a little bit lower. I'm not gonna have a good contraction of my back throughout the entire workout. So that's why I place my hand more so towards the top. So when I do this motion, as you'll see, I'm not throwing it back. What I'm gonna be doing instead is I'm gonna be slowly bringing it back like 1, 2, boom, and then 1, 2, down. I'll do a half pause at the top as well. So, for example, a rep will be like, boom, 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 boom. Once again, notice how I'm not rotating into it. I'm gonna throw my weight, I'm going boom, boom, keeping my back straight throughout the entire lift itself. So let's get 1, 5. Same thing with the other arm too. Once again, feet rotated out, hand in the middle. Also, I'm not using my hand to push back with the weight. I'm just using it to keep myself stable throughout this entire lift. So. And that, folks, is how you're going to be able to do a seated/standing row. All right, folks, so now we're on the incline bench. So I could say the same things I said with the flat bench. However, I'm going to touch on some key points that I did not go over with the flat bench. So first, to start things off, same rules apply. You make sure you have a solid foundation. When you go back, you want to make sure you rotate your shoulders, rotate back the entire time around. Hand grip about shoulder width apart. Boom. So lift off. And like I said, when you go down, don't go all the way down, don't touch your chest. But the thing I didn't talk about is your range of motion. So the reason why I don't like to go up here is because that's where I start feeling it in my chest. Your range of motion should be where you're feeling that specific muscle. So if I extend out here, I'm no longer feeling it in my chest. I start to feel a bit more in my triceps, which means I'm no longer activating my chest anymore. And instead, I'm starting to use my triceps. I want to use I just want to use my chest only throughout this entire workout. So I will stop right here personally. When I go down here, I'm no longer feeling it in my chest. Instead, I'm actually feeling it in my neck for some odd reason, which I should not be doing. So I want to stop right here. So my range of motion is boom to here to here. Like I said, when you press up, that's where you're gonna be exhaling. So it's inhale, exhale. Also important, make sure you have a spotter whenever you're doing any free weight exercises. You do not want to be trapped under the bench press in any sort of way. With the incline bench, you're gonna be able to like have it roll off of you, but in certain exercises like the decline bench, it's gonna roll up on your neck. And I would say if it rolls up on your neck, depending on the weight, you're done. Game over. I'm sorry, that's it, folks. With a flat bench, you might be able to roll it off your lap, you know, set up a little bit. Like incline, it's easiest, it's gonna roll on your lap. You're able to push it off, but you're also Alright folks, this is going to be known as a cable fly matrix. So what you're going to be doing is going to be setting it to about a little bit below your pec, so right where your pectoral insert is, that's where you want the bar side or where your handle is going to be at. So what you're going to do is you're going to grab these straight up, walk a little bit forward, make sure that you're even on both sides. What you're going to do, keep your head up, your chest up. If you have a hard time keeping your chest up, you're going to be staring at the ceiling, because if you stare at the ceiling, it is impossible for you to lean forward with your set. So to start things off, have a slight little bend in your arms. A little bit more than 90, so maybe about like, I'd say 110 degrees is about right. Keep your back straight. Pinch your back, so you're gonna rotate your shoulders back. Make sure you got a nice little pinch. And when you bring it forward, boom, squeeze out the top the entire time around. On the way down, you'll feel the pinch on your back. That'll let you know when you should go back forward, up with the motion, squeeze at the top, and then go back down. So for this to be a cable fly matrix, what you're gonna do is you're actually gonna start up, boom, bring it back down, boom, lower, boom, a little bit lower, bit lower, down bottom, and then you're gonna start back up at the top again. So boom, bit lower, lower, bottom. And you're gonna be doing that for about 5 times around. What you're gonna do is we work on your entire chest itself. Once again, make sure you squeeze at the top, get a nice proper contraction. But that is gonna be how to do a cable fly matrix. All right, folks, this has been Ian Scott from Shredded. I just want to say a big shout out to Chris Robinson over here. He helped me film. He's a good friend of mine. He has his own channel. It's called Get Buff, Get Better. I highly recommend you go ahead, subscribe to him. So he'll be posting a lot more fitness motivation videos. Plans on maybe doing a couple podcasts up in the future. Those are gonna be really good, really, really entertaining. I appreciate you all tuning in today. Like I said, go follow him on YouTube as well. It's Get Buff, Get Better. All right, catch you next time. Stay hydrated.